All right, there we go. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Tonight is going to be awesome because it is. This is such a great topic. And this is something that I am so thrilled that you are here to join me and that you and I are going to be here doing what we do best. I get to chat with you. I get to hear what's going on your end. And I get to show you what I did to stop getting ghosted. So that way I'm in the partnership that I should have been in all these years ago. It's amazing. So I'm going to give everyone another couple moments to get in, get on, come and visit me. But we're going to get started here in just a few minutes. So I want to let you guys know I am really excited about this because this is part of me building to a really awesome launch that is getting ready to happen towards the end of November. So I hope you guys are prepared for tonight. We're going to be here for about 45 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on how much interaction I have with you guys or if I'm talking to myself. So either way, I am sipping on Be the Voice the World Needs to Hear. My Ariel cup. I've got cafe something or other from Starbucks. I've got my coconut creamer because I'm feeling kind of beachy today. So I am just about getting ready to start. Just taking a quick peek here. All right, so let me go ahead and introduce myself. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Christine. I am the founder of This Side of Chaos Women's Empowerment Coaching. And I was on a journey over the last 25 years of improving myself and becoming the best person that I could be. However, back in 2017, 2018, I really started making it a purpose, doing my research on becoming a better me. And when I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2018, ironically, it was the best thing that had ever happened to me. It set me on the course to get me here to women's empowerment, to help you overcome the challenges that you face with confidence and fearlessness, because I was there. I can show you how. I've lived it. I've been ghosted. I've been in the rocky relationship. I've been divorced. And it was a matter of putting all the pieces together and fixing myself from the inside out that helped me find the love that I've been wanting all my life. And I want that for you. Now, stop getting ghosted for good. This is such a powerful experience that we're going to have tonight in this webinar, because these are the things. Not only will it stop affecting your dating life. If you're single, this will help you if you're single. If you're married, this will help you if you're married or in a relationship. It's going to help you improve the relationships of those around you. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to dive on in. So today's topic, Stop Getting Ghosted for Good, is a direct result of personal experiences that I've lived, as well as a mix of information, insight, feedback that I have been getting from my clients, my one-on-one clients. And what I do is I am a women's empowerment coach, and I help women find the best pieces of themselves and to step into that fearlessly. And so when I'm getting feedback that my nearest and dearest clients are getting ghosted and they don't understand why, it gave me the opportunity to really sit back and put the pieces together for them. So I'm proud of my clients for recognizing this issue. I'm proud of them being brave enough to let me know that this is still an issue in their lives, so that way we can eradicate it. You know, working on you is always going to be a lifelong process. You're always going to be striving to be better than you were yesterday, right? If you are not learning, if you are not growing, you're dying. That is a quote. I cannot remember. Someone's going to have to let me know what that quote is from. But it's so true. If you're not growing, you're stagnant. If you're not growing, you're decaying. If you're not growing, you're not living. Right? So self-discovery is crucial to your ability to live the life you love and find the love you crave. So today we're going to get to the core of everything that you need to know about ghosting, including what ghosting is, what it's telling you, what causes someone to ghost, and what you can do immediately to stop it from happening again. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, if you are new here and have questions, please post them in the comments. I'm happy to answer any of the questions that you have. If you are joining me on the replay, hit hashtag replay so I know that you've been watching, you got your eyeballs on me. I'm just going to kind of steamroll this, okay? So I'm going to go into story time for a moment, okay? Let's time warp back to about 23 years, back to my first boyfriend. His name was Matt. I was absolutely madly in love. Absolutely, totally head over heels for this man. And for about 5 or 6 months, we were together. He lived in a different town. Our parents would drive us to go visit each other. But I was desperately in love, and I lost my chill. I had read all these romance novels, so I had it in my head what I thought love should be. And I scared him off. He went radio silent, and I was devastated. I was heartbroken, and it started a pattern that I didn't really realize until about 2 decades later. Failed marriage, broken relationships, constantly getting ghosted. I went and connected on a date with a really great guy. He was a doctor. He was smart. He was funny. And I was so proud of myself for having finally landed a date with a quality man. And what happened? I repeated a pattern. I lost my chill, and I started in my head thinking that I was going to get into a relationship with this man. And he went silent. And it started dawning on me that, all right, so maybe it's not the guys, maybe it's me, right? So I was desperate for love. And when he went radio silent, it really started piecing together. What it took me 23 years to figure out, I was able to remedy and fix that and start working on it from a different angle. So now I am 37 years old. I am in a healthy, loving relationship with a man who allows me to grow, who pushes me to grow in ways that I never would have before. We're in a relationship where there's so much trust and there's understanding and there's partnership that if I hadn't healed these broken parts of myself, never would I have this relationship. We have withstood trials and tests and tribulations, and I'll get more into my story a little bit further. But when I tell you the things that we've been through, if we can be as rock solid as we are, having come from just a few years ago, me being jealous, depressed, anxious, worried, and overwhelming, to be able to sit back and notice those immediate changes in my own behavior affecting this positive relationship is amazing. And I want that for you. I want you to have those results too. So how did I shift things? It's really not a secret, guys. It was working on me. It was working on my mindset, and it was focusing on who I was without a partner. What? You mean you should be working on your relationship without a partner? Yeah. Okay. Any questions so far? I know that that's kind of like mind-blowing, absolutely ridiculous to understand, but we're going to get into that just a little bit further. What I want to do right now is tell you exactly what ghosting is and what it's telling you, okay? So ghosting is a term that is popularly defined as someone vanishing off the face of the earth, whether it's a significant other, whether you've been dating them for a long time or just a few days or even just a couple conversations and all of a sudden they vanish. Friendships, family relationships, people get ignored. You get dropped. You get ghosted. They vanish into the middle of in the middle of the night. You don't hear from them again, and you don't understand why. Okay, so it can happen to anyone by anyone else. Okay, so it's not a mature behavior. It's not something that normal and healthy people do on a regular basis. But usually it's in trying to prevent a hurtful conversation. It's someone trying to say, you know what? You have a lot going on, and I don't have the capability to handle this. That's what ghosting is, okay? If you can look at it from that perspective. So here's something I want to tell you, and you're not going to like it, but this is something you need to hear because it's what I needed to hear once upon a time, okay? And I want you to know that this is coming from an utmost place of love and understanding, and I've been there. I hear you, and I've been there, and I want you to just listen to this, okay? Getting ghosted has nothing to do with the person and everything to do with you. It has nothing to do with the guy, if you're dating a guy, and it has everything to do with you. All right. You're going to hear it from all the other gurus that it's not your fault. It's not. I want you to understand, sit with that for a minute and just really feel that. It has everything to do with you. Because it's indicative of low self-esteem, getting ghosted. It is indicative of you worrying about what others think. It is indicative of you worrying too much and stressing, right? And it overflows onto other people. And now I am going to tell you, it's not your fault that this has happened. It's not your fault that this is occurring. But it's a pattern that if it has been repeatedly happening, there's something that you're doing that you can fix that is causing people to ghost, okay? So I want you to understand that and know that regardless of whether you recognized it or not, from here on out, you have the power to stop this. You have the power to acknowledge your role in everything happening. Okay. Now, we have certain circumstances where people have been victims. People have gone through trauma. People have gone through absolutely devastating situations that cause PTSD. I understand that. And I want you to know that I appreciate absolutely everything that you have gone through, everything that has brought you to this point. I will never, ever undermine that. I want you to know that from here on out, your awareness of what is going on is going to allow you to drop a victim mentality that has been protecting you. Okay? We're going to go a little bit even further into this, but I want you to understand that everything that I'm telling you is coming from love, and it's coming from a place that I've been myself. Without taking personal responsibility, you're not going to be able to move forward. Okay? Now, what happens with ghosting is it's when it becomes a pattern, it's indicative of low self-esteem. It comes because you've been afraid of getting hurt before, and you're afraid of a repeat of performance. When that happens, law of attraction, guys, I am a law of attraction specialist. Law of attraction 101. When you think of something, whether it's what you want or what you don't want, when you're focusing on it, more of it comes. So when you're focusing on negative, when you're focused on possibly constantly getting ghosted, you're bringing more of the potential for you to get ghosted to come on in. Okay? Law of Attraction 101, we can totally go into that even further if you guys are interested. But today, for time-wise, we're going to go ahead and I'll go into that a little bit another time. Any questions? Okay? So I want to take a moment, let you guys kind of digest that. That was kind of heavy and a lot of information. But let me put this here. What I want you to do, if you're watching this now, I want you to enter hashtag stop getting ghosted. When you do that, you're going to be getting access to my Heal Your Relationship for free. Okay? Hashtag stop getting ghosted. Now, when we are in the middle of dealing with someone who's ghosted, right? They've up and disappeared. You've probably reached out a whole bunch of times. You've probably tried to get a hold of them, worried that they're okay. All right. What do you do when people disappear on you? Okay. So how many times does this happen where you've met a guy, it's going great, and then poof, he's gone? What we usually do is we panic. We kickstart our panic mode into full activation, and we start to get worried. We start to panic. We start to get that anxiety built up in our belly, right? So then we start messaging. Are you okay? Where are you? How's everything going? Why aren't you messaging me? And it snowballs. Does that sound familiar at all? Because if it does, raise your hand. Let me know. I would love to know if this doesn't happen to you, because this is exactly what happened with me. So we worry, we fret, we bitch, we complain, and ultimately we freak out on that person, right? So if you're freaking out on someone when it's a new relationship, it probably doesn't really set a tone, right? If you're going to freak out if he doesn't text you for 24 hours, what are you going to do if he goes away for the weekend with the guys, right? You're going to freak out. You see where this is? You see where I'm going with this? Okay. So now you sit there and you say, all right, well, their pattern behaved, their behavior changed, or this always happens to me, or I thought I can't go through getting ghosted again. You're sitting there telling yourself that, right? Well, then what should you do when you're ghosted? The hardest part, the straight up answer is you do nothing. You do nothing. It screams against everything that we want to go and do. It screams against everything that is in our innate being, because we want to reach out. We're worried. We're curious. We want to know what's happening. Why have you vanished? When you're trying to get to know a guy and he's pushy or he's moving too fast, you're happy, you put the brakes on, right? When he's moving too fast. So why wouldn't he do the same with you? If you're dealing with a family member who you know is working, you know is busy, you know is tied up in other things, but you start to challenge them, why aren't you messaging me? A lot of times they don't have the time. I know as an introvert, there are times where my phone will ring and I can't do this right now, right? Nothing against the person. I have to mentally prepare myself for this. So why wouldn't it be true for someone who is taking a time out and taking a little bit longer to reply? Why wouldn't that be the case, right? Best case scenario. So let's jump into the mind of the guy for a moment. This is more geared towards women who are dating and on the dating scene at the moment. But this applies to all your regular relationships too, okay? But this is why people ghost in the first place. Any guesses, any questions, any ideas why people ghost in the first place? Give me a 1 if you think that it has anything to do with your drama or neediness or clinginess or anything like that. Give me a 2 if it's because they're being dickwads. It's number 1. Number 1 on the list, I went deep into the mind of the guys that I trust the most to find out this information. And across the board, these were the top subjects that came up when they ghosted someone, when they stopped communicating with someone. All right. So the strongest number 1 reason is drama. That person, whether it's family, work, friends, if there is always some kind of craziness going on in your life, it's a huge red flag that 1, either you're a drama queen, or 2, he thinks you just have a lot of drama going on. Guys aren't always about the drama. So for someone who has his everything together, seeing a hot mess expressed drama-wise, he's going to jump ship. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. I'd love to hear. Number 2 is going to be neediness. If you have a cling factor, I call this cling factor. It's the constant need for attention, constant need for validation, constant need for contact with someone. It shows a lack of individuality. this is a red flag, because if he decides that you guys are going to get involved and he's either tied up or he has something go on and you can't handle him being gone for a little while on your own without constantly seeking his attention, most guys aren't ready right off the bat for that type of intensity. So he's not going to be ready for it. So he's going to jump. If you are talking, this is number 3, if you are constantly talking about your ex or discussing past relationships and how you were hurt, this is a huge flag. Because if you're talking about an ex like that, if you and this brand new person show up and break up, you're going to talk about them like that. If you're unable to let go and heal from your previous relationships, you shouldn't be moving forward into a new one. Plain and simple. Okay? You need to be able to heal. People can tell when people can tell when you're broken. Okay? And a lot of brand new, fresh out of the gate relationships, most people aren't going to be ready for that. It takes time to build up to be able to help you through that kind of stuff. Okay? So that's number 3 is baggage. Number 4, if they feel like you're after money, whether this is a family relationship, a friendship, intimate romantic relationship, if someone feels like you're only about money or what you can get out of them, that's an awful feeling, and they're not going to want to stick around. So I want to let you guys know, if you guys are recognizing these as things that you are doing or things that you have experienced or things that you see as a potential red flag in yourself, just be aware of it. All we're doing right now is calling attention to it, okay? And we'll talk about being able to move forward in just a little bit, okay? But most men and most people do not like feeling used. And when you get to a point where you're feeling used, you're gonna jump ship. You're gonna bail, right? Now, this was one that I was guilty of over and over and over and over again, was the ultimate beginning of relationship ending is the instant relationship. As people who have been hurt before, as a person who's been hurt before, I know that you're sitting here wondering, well, I know what I want. I know what I want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to have a family if you don't already have that. Or I want to have forever, right? You want to have forever. You deserve forever. However, after doing some research, 3 years of dating someone is usually a really good time frame to be able to get to know that person, to be able to understand where the relationship is, and to know that you're going to be in a committed relationship. Okay? If it's anything shorter than 3 years, you're going to be pushing a timeline that causes potential for questioning. Okay? And it's not what people right out of the gate want. You want to take time to get to know each other. So the idea of the instant relationship is right immediately a turnoff. Because if you're willing to jump into a relationship that quickly with one person, what's going to stop you from jumping into another relationship while you're with them or immediately after dating them, right? Or with anyone else. Okay? So most likely, if you've been ghosted, you've shown some of these tendencies, okay? Whether it's drama, whether it's neediness, whether it's extra baggage, just carrying around your past, whether it's coming across as being a user, unintentionally being a user, or being guilty of wanting an instant relationship. Those are the number 5 top reasons why people ghost, okay? So if this has happened to you, that's what happened, most likely, one of those 5. This is some insight here that will help clear things up just a little bit, all right? What people in your life are looking for. What are they looking for? They're looking for safety. the person in your life, whether it's a friend, a family, a loved one, a romantic partner, they want to feel safe with you, right? You want to feel safe with them. They want to feel safe with you. And if you're too full of the drama and the baggage and the neediness, they're not going to feel that safety. They're not going to feel that protection. They're looking for a partner. They're looking for someone who pulls their weight, who will be an equal peer in the relationship, as opposed to either pulling all the weight or being the dead weight. You want a partner, you want a peer. They're looking for someone who's fun. When we're kids, we don't care. We go and we play. We stomp around the room. At a certain point, we forget what it's like to have fun. And we assume the role of our responsibilities and we stop having fun. Most relationships start off as fun and playful. So when that starts to die off, both partners start to feel frustrated. All right. So our friends are looking for fun. Our family is looking for fun. It's so much easier to have a lighthearted relationship than a constant, heavy, draining relationship. All right. If you're dating someone, they want the intrigue without the games. Being honestly busy and not having to tell everyone exactly what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to have time to yourself. You're allowed to do what you feel you want to do. And it's intriguing to people, like, oh, what are you up to this week? And tell me what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of intrigue. There's nothing wrong with being an open book, but there's also nothing wrong with a little bit of intrigue. And most people are looking for someone who is independent. They're looking for a friendship. They don't want someone to be dependent on them, and they don't want to be dependent on anyone else. However, we end up creating the cycle of codependency. So that's something that is going to be really fun to work with, trying to reconnect and reprogram you a little bit into reestablishing your independence. So I bet you're questioning right now, how does this all translate to my self-esteem? So do you want to know? I bet you're curious. I bet you want to know, because I know I want to know. So let me hide this. Let me get here. All right. How does this all translate into your self-esteem? Speaking of self-esteem, I have a website that I am going to be posting here in just a few minutes, and it is going to have so many resources, all the amazing and wonderful resources that you are going to want to claim at the end of this episode. So let me get here, copy. All right, so you want to head here. This is going to be where you register to sign up for all your free resources. I've got 3. It's going to be a total of 3 episodes of Stop Getting Ghosted. It's going to be you're going to be getting Heal Your Relationship for free. It's a like $400 course, guys, where you're going to be able to heal your relationships. Now, we are also going to be diving on into... Why is this not working? So let's go ahead and start talking about being confident, what being confident looks like, okay? Being confident is being busy enough that you're not making anyone else your absolute priority, but you're adding them in because it's pleasurable to have them in your life. It means being so secure in who you are that it doesn't matter if anyone ghosts you. Let me say that again, because I want you to really take that. Being confident means being so secure in who you are that it doesn't matter if anyone ghosts you. Why is this not working? It means having someone you enjoy lined up to fall back on plans when things are falling through. So if you are, why is this not working? All right. One more time, I'm showing, sorry guys, it's showing that I'm having internet connection issues, and I really apologize if that's the case. So I'm going to go ahead and try to wrap this up. So being so secure in who you are that it doesn't matter if he ghosts you or not. Seriously, having things that you enjoy to do, regardless of whether or not your plans are going to go through or not. This is great because you aren't wasting any time being sad if, for whatever reason, your night out doesn't work. It's not settling for boyfriend-girlfriend status if what you really truly want is getting married. That means you date until you put a ring on it. This is, Rory Ray calls this circular dating. I am currently working on a different way to phrase it, different way to explain it. But what it means is you have set nights where you go to your athletics class. So you don't change. You don't go, Tuesday's your athletics class. You don't date on Tuesdays. You date Wednesdays. And you make sure that you're filling your schedule to what suits you and your commitments. You don't work it around their schedule. They work around yours. Now, you are the CEO of your life. It is up to you to hire them or fire them. If these people are not bringing into your life the things that you want and the things that you crave, whether it's the support that you need, whether it's the love that you need, whether it's the treatment and passion, if they're not living up to what you need them to do, you are the CEO. You get to hire or fire them. It's up to you. And I want you to understand something. If he won't make a good employee, and they're not being a good friend, they're definitely not going to make a good significant other. So if they're not being a good friend and they won't make a good employee, just give it a kiss and let it go. Understand that no one other than you is responsible for your happiness. I'm going to say it again. No one other than yourself is responsible for your happiness. It is up to you. And what I mean by that is if you rely on others to make you happy, you're gonna be sorely sad. You're going to be very mistaken. You're going to be disappointed for a lot of your life. Let them off the hook. You alone are responsible, okay? Knowing that your goals in your relationships, being clear on what you want, whether it's marriage, whether you just want to date, or if you don't want any particular partner, you are in charge of what your life looks like. Okay. If your partner is not stepping up to the game and you've exhausted all means of making the relationship work, you have to do what's best for you. Okay. If you are constantly dating and you're not getting the quality people that you feel you deserve, keep looking. No one said you had to get married by a certain point. It's all about what you want. Okay. But you have to know. You have to be clear on what you want. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that gives you guys some understanding as far as what to do, how to move forward, as far as, starting to get clear. Be clear on what you expect out of life. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over real quickly what you can do immediately. All right. I am still having issues. It's still showing that I'm having connectivity issues. I'm going to go ahead and post this one more time, see if this works. But if it doesn't, that's okay. There we are. Going to go ahead and keep rolling. So here we go. We got some free resources. Oop. So that should be showing up on the YouTube thing. We're just going to keep rolling. So what we're going to be able to do immediately. Do you guys have questions? Does anyone have anything for me? Okay. I'm going to take a moment. So what are we going to be doing immediately? It's pretty cool because it's everything that's fun. So I hope you've been taking notes. I hope you've had a chance to kind of mull things over and really think about what has probably caused people to ghost you and what ways you can probably adjust the way that you're showing up to be able to make this not happen again. So what we're going to do, we're going to allow you to figure out how to move forward. All right. So some of this sounds easy. Some of it's going to be a little difficult, but here are some places to start. Okay. I want you to live life full of things that you enjoy. Make a list and make it a point to do the things that make you excited. I want you to surround yourself with people who love you and support you, whether it's Facebook groups online, whether it's family and friends. I know with the whole coronavirus thing, we're still struggling with being able to see and go places, but do it the best you can. But don't stop interacting with people, okay? I want you to do something. This sounds a little funny, and it was kind of hard to do at first, but I want you to flirt outrageously with everyone you come in contact with, whether it's the cashier at the grocery store, whether it's the mail lady, whether it's just someone you bump into waving hi across the parking lot. Flirt with everyone. What that does is it helps take the butterflies out of when you're flirting with someone that you really like. It makes it easy. It makes it a little bit more natural. Build your life. Here's another tip. Build your life in such a way that anyone coming into your life is going to be added. It's going to be the cherry on top of the sundae that is you. So I love using this analogy of a sundae. You, my darling, are a bowl of ice cream. I know it's a mug. Just bear with me. I didn't grab my bowl. You are a bowl of your sundae bowl. Okay? It doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. Here, it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. Your outside, it can be chipped, it can be broken, it can be kind of bedraggled. It doesn't change who you are on the inside. All right? So it's up to you to determine what kind of ice cream flavor you are. This is your exterior. Inside is that yummy, delicious goodness that is that ice cream. So are you Rocky Road, where you're fun, you're funky, you got a little bit of a twist, you've got chocolate, you've got wonderful, tasty stuff? Are you chocolate because you're nice and beautiful and simple and absolutely perfect in every way? Are you vanilla bean because who doesn't like something classic? What kind of ice cream are you? That's up to you to determine. Everything else, the people in your lives, the things that you do, the things that make your soul sing, everything else is the additives. So you got a few nuts here and there. If you don't like nuts, you might want to leave them off. Sprinkles. That person that you love is going to be that cherry on top of that sundae for you. Okay? All the other people, family, friends, whipped cream, are the kids. You get the image. Does that make sense? People in your life should be the sprinkles to your sundae. It is up to you to take care of the bowl and decide what flavor you are going to bring to this wonderful thing called life. Okay? So now I want you to find people who encourage you to be the best. This is where all the sprinkles come in. If you are not a fan of sprinkles and you're putting a whole boatload of sprinkles on, it's not going to match with your taste. You're not going to be happy with that sundae, right? So if you like sprinkles, but you only like the chocolate sprinkles, you need to make sure that you're sticking with chocolate sprinkles. Does that make sense? I know I'm going off on this sundae thing just a little too much. Find people who encourage you, okay? Work on you. Invest in yourself. Start taking classes, learn new things, going new places, and finding what interests you, finding your passions, finding that vavoom that is you. Take the pressure off of yourself. Stop comparing yourself to others. Your journey is completely unique to you. You do not need to be married by a certain age. You do not need to have kids by a certain age. You do not need to have what everyone thinks of as a normal life. There is no such thing as normal, people. I don't know if you've all noticed this. There is no such thing as normal. Normal is you as authentically as possible. Okay? Build your life on your terms. This is all about building your Sunday. Okay? So, what I want you to do, if you guys have enjoyed this, I do have a workbook that goes along with this where you can build your action plan. So I'm going to kind of run through just a little bit. I want you to come up with a couple goals that you want to work towards. Where do you want to go? What classes do you want to take? What do you want in your relationships? Kind of heavy stuff. So places you want to do, places you want to go, people that you can contact when things fall through. And that way you always have kind of like a backup plan B. And then things that always make you feel good. Start focusing on doing things and filling any time gaps that you have with things that make you feel good. All right. And what patterns do you recognize now that you didn't notice before? Are you bringing extra baggage to the party? Are you, really worrying and being excessively needy when you probably really don't mean to? Most likely. And that's okay. We have now called attention to it, and we are going to help you fix it. That's it. It's just a mindset shift is all it is, guys. It's a mindset shift. I want to know, what is your biggest takeaway from today's webinar? What aha moment blew your mind? Was it has nothing to do with the guy? No one else is happy for or no one else is in charge of your happiness but you? Tell me what your oh my God moment was. I want to know. All right. But most importantly, I want to thank you so much for sharing this journey with me. Thank you so much for spending tonight with me. And I know a lot of it probably wasn't what you wanted to hear, but what you needed to hear. And I want to tell you something. All the information in this webinar is to help you not only fix your intimate relationships, but your family, your friend relationships, and to help you understand what might be going on to unintentionally push people away. All right. What I want you to take away from this is I want you to learn how to love yourself in a way that is true to who you are. I don't want you to change your behaviors based on what they think. It has nothing to do with what they think at this point. It's how you feel about yourself. I want you to take tonight, message me, comment, and I want you to know that I'm here for you. And I want to help empower you. I want to help give you the confidence that you need to start living life on your terms. Start living it fearlessly. We only get this one life in the here and now. And you deserve it. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be living it to the utmost of joy and happiness and passion and fullness. And if you're not, I can help bridge the gap. All it is just a quick phone call. But I know a lot of you guys probably aren't ready for that, and that is just fine. Absolutely fine. So I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to add the link to my Teachable platform where you guys can watch all my previous videos. And if you sign up tonight, up until Friday, you will have access to the Heal Your Relationships too. You'll get the workbooks. You're going to get all the information that really dives into how you can help better yourself to start seeing your relationships improve. What happens is you start getting clarity. You start understanding what you want. When you understand what you want, you can tell others what you want. And that just makes life so much easier. All right. If you're curious to find out how that makes your life easier, it's all in the Heal Your Relationships. Make sure you get it because it's free. Guys, it's free. And I know you want it. I know you need it. You know you need it. Free. Sign up in the comments. I love you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Let me know if you have questions. But I hope to see you on this side of chaos. Go and sign up at teachable.com. I'll drop the link. You guys are amazing. Go and live today and every day with the utmost passion. Thanks for watching.